You journalists do not know how privileged you are to be sitting there and asking questions. So when you come out with stupid questions that are inconsiderate of the individual's feelings, such as Thomas Tuchel's, and he loses his cool on you, please don't play the victim. Let's get into this story because they pushed my boy to his limit and I loved Thomas Tuchel's reaction. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and today's video is an insightful one, and it's one that I'm going to go off the script. I didn't need to plan because I can talk about this topic for a considerable amount of time. Number one, it's Thomas Tuchel loses his shit, and he does. And the reason he does is because these journalists ask stupid questions on a consistent basis and have no regard for the individuals sitting on the other end and having to answer this on a platform. Then we're going to talk about the update on Hakim Ziyech. What's going on with him? Is he going to be fit for tomorrow's game? Some team news about tomorrow's game. And we're going to bring it back to the football because that's what it's about. This channel is about football. It's about Chelsea Football Club. It's about Chelsea buying new players. I'm not qualified to be sitting here and talking about topics that I don't know much about. And I don't understand why these journalists are going to put an individual who's a football manager in a position where he has to speak from his chest about a situation he might not be well read on. But before we get started, I need you guys to hit that like button. We're aiming for 300 likes on this video. You guys have been loving it and you've been doing it. So new month, new start, help a brother out. Whatever like you are, in the comments below, let me know what number you are. So if you're the fifth person in the comment. If you're the 20th person, 20th person. Doesn't take an Einstein to work it out. And subscribe to the channel. Let's move on with it. Alright, so I watched the press conference today for Chelsea versus Luton. And Thomas Tuchel was sitting there, and guess what? It was nothing about Chelsea against Luton. The journalists have a responsibility. I understand you work for people that require you to probe and ask intriguing questions. I understand that. If it's about a scandal for an individual player, going out and getting drunk, I understand that. If it's about a chaos occurring within the club that is individual's employee, I understand that. But when you're going against the war, when you're talking about war, it is not the right thing. And they asked Thomas Tuchel 5 questions today. 5 questions relating to Roman Abramovich, his involvement with Russia, and other elements to do with war. And my question here is, why are you asking these questions? You asked one, done. End it. He answered it eloquently and amazing. Thomas Tuchel should hold himself in the best regard because he's a bigger person than me. After the second question, I would have told them. The way he reacted on the 5th question. And third one, I would have walked out. They're unacceptable, in my opinion, with their line of question. And Tuchel lost his anger. And he fully said he's privileged, as we all are. A lot of people are going to ask, Alex, why have you not made a video on what's happening with the Roman Abramovich saga and the incidents occurring between Russia and Ukraine? I'll tell you now, I'm not qualified to be sitting on a football channel giving you my political views. This channel is not for that. This channel is regarding football. I give you football opinions. I don't sit here and tell you what I feel and what my views are. My views are simple. War is wrong. Civilians are suffering. That's my general view. I'm not well read up on the situation, and I don't think Thomas Tuchel thinks he's well read enough because he openly says, I'm not a politician, and I'm not a politician here. So the fact that he's sitting there and being questioned, question after question, they're probing to get an answer out of it. That I don't know what they're not satisfied with. He said the most perfect answer he could have said. Yet people are furious. Oh, he's not saying enough. What's he meant to say? He is employed by Chelsea Football Club as the first team coach. His job is to talk about Luton tomorrow. His job is to prepare the players for the game. His job is not to be holding press conference like he's Boris Johnson. He's not. And I think these journalists should take their job with a bit more integrity and importance. Alright guys, rant done. Now back to football. And this is what we're all here for, realistically speaking. So, team news. We have got a lot of injuries. And Thomas Tuchel literally said, I can't even give you a rundown. I'll be here for too long. Look. The way these clubs operate at this moment in time is not as simple as you can play, you can't play. They're all wearing these monitors right around their chest and their breast area. And the reason they wear it is because it gives you tracks your heart rate and it gives you your recovery rates, and it takes into account all the monitors scientifically, whether you can play 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. And in this case, Reece James was only meant to come on for 20 minutes, ended up playing the whole of extra time, and he's played nearly 70 minutes of football, including the penalty shootout, of course. But realistically speaking, Thomas Tuchel said that has really brought back his reaction time, I think he worded it as, but that makes sense. Then he also spoke about Hakim Ziyech. He's out of the game, he's not going to travel. And for me, this is annoying because Hakim is such a good player in recent months. Like, he's really stepped up, he's really developed his game, and I kind of want to see him on a long period of time. Give him 10 games, you know? Like in a 4-3-3, I think we look dope, especially when he's playing and he's creating some stuff. He's really changing my view on him. I've always said he's Mr. Inconsistency, but in a 4-3-3, he's looked absolutely phenomenal, and I really hope this continues, and I hope he recovers quickly. Then we're going to talk about the Mason Mount abuse. One of the questions that he was asked about was Thomas Tuchel. They asked, what are your views on Mason Mount and the reaction from the fan base? He said he hasn't read anything, and for me, I think this is what all football should do. Stop reading stuff. Don't read what happens. If it's bad, don't read it. You do not need to read it. It dampens your mood. Look, at the end of the day, they are passionate individuals and professionals with integrity. Going online and reading someone bash you, it's not the right thing to do for your self-confidence. It's not good for your mental health. Like, just avoid the mainstream channels, in my opinion, and avoid Twitter. I'm telling you right now, Twitter is toxic. The amount of, I get abuse, I can only imagine what they get. So it's as simple as this. And you know what? Thomas Tuchel said he doesn't read it, and I am going to ask a lot of people a question. A lot of people are like, oh, sell Mount, sell Mount, sell Mount. Do you really believe that is the right alternative? Mount is a very good footballer. Is he good enough right now to be winning us a Premier League and a Champions League? Well, he's won us a Champions League already. But is he good enough across 38 games? And that's the bread and butter. I don't think he is at this moment in time, but he can develop into one. He's got the best output from anyone in the Premier League at Chelsea, apart from Romelu Lukaku. He is getting goals and assists. He brings energy, he brings reality. I think he's a very good player, and I think we need to be less harsh on these players and give them time to develop. We are living in the past, and a lot of us are living by the standards set by our predecessors, favorites, like whatever the word is. We're comparing him to Michael Ballack, Michael Essien, Frank Lampard, Deco. These are legends of the game. Mason Mount just started his career. Like, give him a break, get off his back, and stop pushing it. He is not 29 years old, 30 years old. He is 23 years old. Let him develop. So tomorrow's game is going to be an insightful one, and I think it's very, very important that we appreciate how much of a difficult task this will be. Yes, it's a lower league opposition. Yes, it's a game away from home. Yes, we should be victorious, but the emotions of losing in the final in that fashion are going to come down. Kepa's most probably going to start in goal. I really hope he has a good showing because he deserves it, and he will be emotionally hurt after that. I think the back three is going to be an interesting one. Malang Sarr will be returning. I do not see Thiago Silva starting. Hopefully we can bring in Rudiger will be playing, and maybe someone else, maybe an Aspie, or maybe a Christensen if he's somehow fit. I don't see Thiago or Aspie playing this game. Wing back position, I think we're going to have someone like a Callum Hudson-Odoi, and on the other side we're going to have a Marcos Alonso. In the midfield is going to be a Jorginho and a Ruben Loftus-Cheek, maybe a Saul. Then we're most probably going to go with a front three of Rom's going to definitely start. Pulisic will most probably get another run out, and Timo Werner needs minutes in the game time because he hasn't been playing for a while. So as you can see, the team's going to be heavily rotated. It's going to be all about being professional here. I think that's the important thing. We have to go and be professional. We have to go and be productive. Nothing matters about the result. It's all about getting through to the next round. Yes, is that me really setting our standards low? Yes, it is. But we just lost in a big final, in a way that was heartbreaking for us fans. Can you imagine what it was like to the players? So, guys, this was the Kavkas View. Tomorrow there will be a review of the match. As you guys already know, Chat and Breeze, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. We'll be covering it all. So make sure you tune in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Bye.